All right, students, we have another lesson for fossils, the last one in this unit. Next lesson, I'm going to teach you about the important environments associated with geologic history. This lesson, put down today's date, I'll be able to identify the various types of life on Earth by using the ESRT. All right, do you think we have found or know of all the creatures that exist now? Right, the answer to that is simply no. Right, we're not too sure of creatures that exist. We can probably see things on land, but we can't really see things at very high elevations, right? Because we're unable to hike and survive and observe for a long period of time those types of creatures or organisms that live in those environments, as well as the deepest portions of the sea. Right? Unfortunately, we're not too sure of those organisms that live there. We began to kind of like scratch the surface a little bit on that, but unfortunately, we're not too sure of every single creature or organism that exists today. Do you think we have a complete picture of what creatures existed in the past? Right, the answer to that maybe, of course, not of course, but maybe the answer here is no, because they would have to be fossilized. And if they're fossils, we have to come across these fossils. And the only way to come across these fossils is by carefully excavating areas of the earth to find them. But we're not excavating the earth consistently. We're only excavating when we need to, especially if we're going to develop homes and buildings. Just think about this, right? Manhattan is completely developed, right, with the exception of Central Park. So if we have fossils that were not observed ever or recorded ever in New York State history or in the geologic record for the entire world, maybe those organisms are sitting somewhere in Manhattan, covered by buildings. So unfortunately, we would never, ever, ever uncover those organisms. It would only have to be in areas that are not developed in order to do so. Look at that organism, huh? All right, got some unique organisms here. Wow. Yikes. Scary. Look at those eyes staring at you. Yeah, maybe some camouflage, right? Blending in, perhaps. All right, life on Earth. Organisms began as single-celled, and as time increased during the Precambrian, they became multicellular, right? We went over this before. We have stromatolites, macrofossils began during the Middle Archean. Cyanobacteria began to form during the Middle Archean and early Proterozoic. Right, Ediacaran fauna, first multicellular soft-bodied marine organisms formed during the late Proterozoic. Right, and again, post-Precambrian, the fossils became more complex. Right, Paleozoic, we have trilobites, fish, coral reefs, eurypterids, land plants, animals, insects, ammonoids, sharks, forests, marine organisms, amphibians, plant seeds, and reptiles. Mesozoic era, we have dinosaurs and mammals and birds and bony fish and flowering plants. Cenozoic era, we have grasses, grazing and carnivorous mammals. We have humans, mastodons, and mammoths, right? That was from our previous lesson. All right, life on Earth, all right here for us, right? This column right here, beginning with present day, right, and going all the way down here into the Precambrian, right? The Precambrian portion, right, is going to be kind of like this grayish color, right, below this bold line, right? So south or below this bold line here would be part of the Precambrian and under the Proterozoic eon of the Precambrian. All right, so in this life on Earth, we have the earliest or the beginnings of it, right? Earliest fishes, earliest insects, earliest land plants and animals. Then we have an abundance of, right? Here we have abundant amphibians, abundant reptiles, and then you might see the extinction of, right? Like here, a mass extinction of land and marine organisms, including trilobites. Here, mass extinction of dinosaurs, ammonoids, and land plants. All right, so that's all documented. All these time periods are documented on that. Earliest, abundance, and perhaps the extinction of some of these organisms. Not all of them have become extinct. Wait. Okay, so there is a time to climb for this lesson, right? So you guys can, I'll set up a student-centered and you can work on this. All right, that's my last slide that I have. All right, thank you for your focus and attention. All right, and have a great day.